What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Sunday, July 20th, 2025. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on and talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a special guest that's coming on with me today, as she is now a senior student going to California State Fullerton, or California State University Fullerton. She is Isabella Lyons, and she is a sports uh, athletic communications reporter, anchor, interviewer of all athletes, and she's coming on my podcast to talk about her why of getting into journalism, and we're gonna get to know her a little bit. What's going on, Izzy? How we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on here. Once again, you look absolutely lovely today. Just want to say that.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Before we get started with the pampering of all the questions, I want to give you a little bit of background on myself. So I have been in this industry for about 7 years. Combination of Atlanta, Georgia, where I got my undergrad, which was Kennesaw State University. And then I just got my master's this past year in professional writing. I started there, moved to Minnesota, continued working in different publications, learning all different kind of things in sports, covering a plethora of sports from basketball all the way to rodeos. And I don't know nothing about rodeos. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But I was covering that. And now I'm a freelance, got a chance to do some freelance work and even go to the Super Bowl this past year. So I love interviewing people, love interviewing students, love interviewing people in the industry that are just as passionate as me about their why, because your story is just as special as anyone else's. And everybody's story is unique. So that's why I wanted to have you on this platform today, Izzy. And to follow that up would be my first question, which is the same question that I have for everybody that comes on here. And that is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models or any inspirations growing up? But ultimately, what led you into wanting to be in a career of sports journalism?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I'm really excited to be here.
So
Um,
what's that?
as far as my why, I feel like it just always made sense to be in sports for me. I grew up as an athlete, grew up in a home where sports was always not the top priority, but one of them. And just being an athlete and being around that, it's just like my comfort zone. And when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I kept being led back to sports, whether that was sports I used to do, like gymnastics, dance, or that was sports that I like to watch or interview, like football, basketball, baseball. That's just where I kept coming back to. For like role models, I would say Taylor Biscotti. She's a sideline reporter for the NFL, and
She is.
actually she is. And I actually went to NFL Network a few months ago, and I saw her, and I wanted to say hi so bad, but I was fangirling so hard, I was so scared. But she is what I think really inspired me to get into, especially sideline reporting, just seeing like women out on the field and seeing her and how much chemistry she has with people. It was very inspiring. I was like, wow, I could see myself doing that in the future.
Absolutely. And if anybody's had a chance to look at your reel, which I have, obviously they see the passion. Obviously they see that you're very camera friendly. There's no question about that. Face definitely belongs on camera, but you ask great questions. One of the things that kind of stood out to me looking at your reel was the interview you had with the modern day football head coach after they won the state title. I really liked that interview that you did, but you also did some anchoring as well. And I saw that as well in your packages and your reel as well. So Taylor Biscotti is definitely a great role model to have, and there's some really great women on the sidelines to have as a role models for sure. So I love that. You go to Cal State Fullerton.
I do.
I want to know if were there any other schools, Izzy, that could have persuaded you from going to Cal State Fullerton?
Yeah, so I mentioned to you earlier that I went to a JUCO first, and I was an athlete there. So when I transferred, it was like this whole. It wasn't just transferring from like a community college to a university. It was like completely changing my life. Like I was going from an athlete to possibly being an athlete, possibly not being an athlete, depending on the school I went to. Obviously, now I'm not on a team because I'm at Cal State Fullerton. Um, there were a few other schools. I was interested in Cal State Long Beach as well. It's close to home, not too far. My dream school, and it is still my dream school to this day, is USC. I'm still trying to get in. I really want to go for my master's, so that was another option. I did get into University of Georgia and UT Austin, and all these schools have amazing journalism programs. They're great for
Yeah.
sports. I mean, Georgia, one of the best football teams in the nation. I mean, same with
Right.
UT, USC. Um, but ultimately, the reason I chose Cal State Fullerton was I really looked into their sports media program and their journalism program, and I saw there was there's Titan Sports Network. I'll be joining them in the fall, so they're like a broadcasting station for the university, and they work with ESPN. So I'm really excited to do that. And also, they have a sports media certificate. And when I looked and I found that before I was a student, I was like, wow, this tells me that there's going to be a lot of classes that are going to be more aimed towards what I want to do, whether that's sports,
Absolutely.
whether interviewing, anchoring, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I ended up choosing Cal State Fullerton. And it's been fun. I've had so many great opportunities there so far. So,
Absolutely, no question. Now, I'm a California native.
right.
I grew up in San Diego, California. So yeah, went there for elementary, middle, and high school. What about yourself? Now, where are you? Where are you from in the California realm?
I'm also a California native. I'm from Laguna Beach, California, so
Okay.
South Orange County, born and raised. But going to Cal State Fullerton was nice just because it's not too far from home. And my family is like, we're super big on family. It would have been really hard for me to leave. I know eventually I'm going to have to one day, but that was another thing that was nice about it is it's a good distance where I can commute, and it's a long commute, but it's something. And I kind of get to explore a little bit outside of my Laguna Beach bubble, so that was nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Laguna Beach. Every time I went over there, for sure. I still have family in California, Los Angeles to be exact.
Okay.
And definitely a great place every time I get a chance to go back there and visit. I want to ask you some favorite questions. And you just give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions, okay? So here we go.
Got it.
Favorite meal you like to cook?
Did I like to cook? Ooh, I was gonna say sushi, but I don't make sushi. If I had to
Mm,
make me cook, probably some type of pasta. My family's Italian, but I do need to work on my cooking skills a bit. I'm not gonna lie.
okay, that's okay. I love me some pasta.
Yeah.
Pasta is good. Now are we talking like fettuccine alfredo, rigatoni, five cheese ziti? What we talking about?
You know, my mom always, growing up, she would always make this linguine with clam sauce, and I think that just kind of, I know, that's kind of what stuck. That's what got her and my dad together, so I think that's kind of my thing, linguine with clam.
Well, that's a smart man right there. You
Yeah,
can't let go of somebody like that. That's for
yeah.
sure. Shout out to your parents for sure. I love that. That's amazing. I'm a huge taco person, so love tacos. Whether it's chicken steak or turkey ground beef, doesn't matter. I love tacos for sure. Um, Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Oh my gosh, I just went. Do you know you're a California native? Do you know who Mike
Yeah.
Sherm is?
Yes.
I love Mike Sherm is my favorite artist, and I know he's from Bay Area, but I got into him my first year of college, and I went to his concert. He had like a concert at this really small venue in May, and
Yeah.
it was in like Costa Mesa, so like right up the road. My boyfriend took me. It was so much fun. It was just like super small, like not too big. Like it was like perfect for me, and I was like, oh my gosh, there he is.
Yeah, yeah, you know he's not mainstream
Oh,
yet, but so that's perfect because not a lot of people know who he is, and then he goes to the tickets are not stupid crazy or
no,
expensive at this particular time. But yeah, I definitely know who he is. I'm a huge West Coast artist, you know, Mac Miller, E40, Too Short. When it comes, especially to that kind of genre, I love that. I love West Coast artists. Nipsey Hussle being another one. Mine would be Weekend. The
okay.
Weekend was my favorite concert. I love me some Weekend. Although he's on his last concert, he says he's not going to perform as the Weekend anymore. But I've seen him a couple times, and he's just dynamic. I love him for sure.
He was just at SoFi, huh?
Yes, he was. He was. He was just at SoFi. Now that I'm located here in Minnesota, I got a chance to see him. Not this concert around, but the last time he came around, which was
Okay.
a couple years ago. But yeah, it was pretty good, pretty
Okay.
cool. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Ooh, see, that's something that's on my bucket list is to travel more.
Yeah.
Places that I've been to. I've been to San Francisco, and I feel like that was really fun. I got to go to Alcatraz, got to see the Golden Gate
Yep.
Bridge, of course,
Yep.
um, Lombard Street, like all those areas. Like it's such a different like vibe than especially Laguna Beach. I mean, Laguna Beach is a bubble, but it was so cool to see like the little trolleys that go around. So I think probably San Francisco, but I really want to go to Europe.
Yeah, you and me both definitely want to go to Europe. That's on the bucket list for sure. San Francisco, how can you not love? Obviously, the beautiful city, no question about that. And I will be back there this next upcoming year because that's where Super Bowl 60 is going to be. So
Okay.
I plan on being in attendance at San Francisco for
Okay.
sure. No question about that.
That's interesting.
Um, but my favorite place will probably be Jamaica. Got a chance to go to Jamaica. So yeah, I really love that area for sure. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, that'd be so cool to go to Jamaica. I just want to go out of the country.
Yeah. Do you have your passport?
I do. I just got it like a few years ago. I just got it renewed, so I'm ready to go. I'm just waiting.
Okay, I like that. I like to hear that. Here we go. We're sports people, so I gotta ask a sports question. Favorite sport that you like to watch on TV? Favorite sport you like to attend in person? They could be the same sport.
Ooh, I'm probably going to have to say football. I love football, crazy about football, but I do want to shout out to my gymnastics community. I always will support gymnastics as a former
Mhm.
gymnast. First love was gymnastics, so I'll always go to a gymnastics event, but I love football as well.
You know, when I first got into this job, especially when I first came here to Minnesota, this was the first time that I ever had to cover a gymnastics event. So
Oh,
I really got like schooled on gymnastics. I was like, they're doing all these flips. Then they called it the beam, and then they was on this thing where they kind of it's these bars where they be flipping up in the air, and then
yeah,
they
even
walk on
bars.
it. Yeah, yeah, right. And then they had this little thing, a wooden thing, where they walk across it. And I was like, what is going on? Like these are some athletic, and then they have the floor mats. Then they do the floor stuff. I just thought it was just so acrobatic and so crazy, but it was really, really athletic for them girls to be doing that. And that was my first time covering it as a reporter, and my first time ever seeing like a gymnast event live with two schools going at it.
Yeah, gymnastics, I feel like a lot of people, especially if you're like in sports media, you're not, I mean, again, I don't know. I'm sure there's like a lot of people who like do want to do gymnastics, but it's not like one of the top ones, like football, basketball, baseball.
Right,
So it's probably
right.
really interesting for people to learn from an interviewer perspective. Because of course I learned it from an athlete perspective. So if I had to cover it, it's a little different, but it'd be really cool to learn it from that perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you like pro football or college football or both?
I love both. Like, I'm a huge USC fan. I love USC.
Yep,
As far as pro goes, I am an Chargers fan, the LA native. So I
yep,
love
yep.
NFL and college.
Well, Izzy, you already won my heart because
Eh,
you did name two of my teams that are absolute favorites of mine. I grew up in San Diego, so of course I'm a Chargers
Chargers
fan.
fan.
Yep. LT is definitely he's my favorite player of all time, LT. And then obviously Trojans, I grew up in the era of where Reggie Bush. Like I was
Yeah.
small when Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, Lindell White, stuff like that. I still remember the greatest football game ever, which was Texas USC, that Rose Bowl game. Don't know if you remember
Yes.
that particular. Oh, okay, you
Don't
remember that?
remember, but I know I learned about it. Yes.
Yes, I was small at that time, but yeah, absolutely, that was a great game for sure. I love that. Last of the favorites. Favorite restaurant that you like to eat at? I'm a huge foodie.
I'm a huge foodie too. And again, I just have to bring it back to sushi or poke. I love like anything that's sushi or poke related. So restaurant, ooh, I don't know. There's like so many good sushi places around here. I would have to say probably there's this place in Irvine I've been going to. It's called My Zuru. I like that one. I like
Okay.
kind of like a different, like I get like combos and stuff. It's not just like rolls. Like you can get just rolls, but I like the combo. Never gotten like a sushi combo before, so that was kind of interesting.
Hmm. All right. Well, fun fact here: I've never tried sushi.
Oh my gosh, you have to.
Yeah, I've never tried. You know what? Maybe when I come back out there, how about we go get some? How about that?
Yeah, yeah. Sushi is just, I don't know why. I think I've just always loved sushi. When I, ever since I've been young, like it is so. It's like there's always some like food that just connects with other people, and it's just sushi's my favorite.
It is. And you know, sushi, you can eat it raw or you can eat it cooked. I don't know which
Sure.
way to get it. Because you know, it's both ways. I don't know which one is better.
Yeah, because you can. I don't really get a lot of cooked sushi, but there's a lot of fish that they do cook, and they'll put
Right.
in rolls or they'll put by themselves. I feel like sushi's just so like diverse. Like you could do a lot with sushi.
Absolutely. But I
Yeah,
know one of my favorite restaurants is definitely Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. I don't know if
okay,
you ever been there or not,
I've heard of it.
but it's on the LA side for sure. But that's one of my favorite restaurants because I'm a huge chicken person, so I love chicken and stuff like that. So like I said, when I touched down, I had to say what's up to my family, but also I had to say what's up to you. And that would be amazing, absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, let's talk about your day to day. As you know, as a journalist, day to day is never the same. No 2 days are ever the same. We cover different things. We do different things. Obviously, in your channel that I subscribe to on YouTube, you're anchoring, but you also did a feature story. You also did interviews. You just did different things at all times. And in the real, obviously in the real world, doing this on an everyday basis, you're going to do the same thing. You're just not going to have classes. Now, tell me, what is your day-to-day operations? Like, how many classes do you normally take a semester? Do you work? I mean, how many hours are you in the athletic communication department? You know, working with them. Like you said, this upcoming fall, you're going to be working with ESPN for CSU Fullerton. Like, tell me what your day-to-day process normally is.
Right, and like you said, it's always going to be different. Like you never know if you're going to have to just all of a sudden an interview comes up and you have to take that opportunity and just go, or if it's going to be similar to another day. So for me personally, I'm taking 4 classes this semester, my internship included. Um,
Okay.
so I have like a lot. I actually am going live this semester for the first time. It's gonna be like a live anchoring broadcast. So really
Okay.
excited to see how that's gonna turn out. I've done the 2 like prerequisite classes, so I kind of have an idea of how it's gonna go down. Um, and then for the internship, I'm just gonna be what we're gonna really be focusing on is just going to as many games as possible. And for me personally, I want to try different things. Like of course, I want to do like post game interviews, sideline stuff. Like that's what I really like to do. However, I
Uh
do want
huh.
to kind of broaden my horizons and try like camera operations. And we have a lot of guys who do play by play. And even though we don't have football at Fullerton, unfortunately, breaks my heart. But
Yeah.
I would be interested in maybe not 100% doing play by play, but at least kind of watching someone do it. And I think it'd be a great experience either way. But yeah, like you said, just like doing feature stories for classes, packages, interview. My interviews are with my outside media company, JP West Media, that I work for. So a lot of different things, both on the Fullerton side and the JP West side.
I like that. And yes, you should try as much as you possibly can. You ever thought about doing radio?
I have thought about radio because we have a radio station at Fullerton. So I was like, that could be something because I feel like I've heard someone, like a classmate, say, like, you can just hop on and, like, you tell them the subject you want to talk about. I'm like, I love talking. So that would be something I'd be interested in.
And see, when I was watching your videos and your reels and doing a little bit of background research as I normally do, I I saw that. I saw the fact that you do like talking, you do like engaging with people, you do like being able to kind of just ask questions, but also talk about something that you love. And my thing is I love talking to people that's like that. How knowledgeable are you about like football? Would you say?
I would say I'm a pretty knowledgeable. Football was always my priority in terms of like sports I want to cover. I always know like there's always going to be someone who knows more. There's always going to be more I can learn
Sure.
as an interviewer, as a fan
Sure.
about a certain team, about the sport itself. But football, I just I've always felt more comfortable as opposed to like baseball. I'm not really
Yeah,
comfortable with baseball yet. I've kind of gotten to learn being at Fullerton. I kind of learned how it works. I was like, okay, and then I would go to the games with my other friends who maybe some of them were more into baseball, and I would be like, hey, like why'd he do that? Or like he just missed the ball. Like why is he like I learned like bunting and how they can bunt the ball and then run, and I never knew that before. I think
I
that was
love that. I love that answer. No, that's amazing. And the reason why I asked is because what I'm doing this year, I'm doing something a little different this year, and it's going to be coming up actually in the next, I would say, about 3 weeks. And I'm doing an NFL special. And on this NFL special podcast, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking down the 8 different divisions, breaking down 8 division winners, breaking down the MVPs, the highlight matchup games, and really just doing a season special preview prior to the season starting. But I want to roll it and I want to do it while the preseason is going. And as soon as I saw your videos, I was thinking you might be somebody who I want to have for that. That's for sure. With
I
that
would love
interest,
I would be very interested. I mean, anything NFL, college. Of course, I covered JUCO in high school football as
sure.
well. Like literally any football, I'm always open to interviewing, learning more about. Like, and I just anything. I just love.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep that in mind for sure, and I
Yes.
would definitely shoot you the deets in
Yeah.
some of our DMs that we have exchanged for sure.
Yes.
This is a great segue though, because I want to talk about now mental health and work life balance. As you know, I've known many people in this profession that have stepped away because of mental health or stepped away because of work life balance. As you know, sports are nights and weekends. Sports news never stops. Every single day, there's something going on. And sometimes it's tough because you do experience words like being in this industry. I've heard words like overworked, underpaid, and burnout. And then obviously with you taking classes, with you working, with you, doing and covering different sports and different things of that nature. You also have family, like you said, you have friends, like you said, you have a boyfriend, you got a lot of things going on, right? So talk to me about how you keep your mental health strong, Izzy, but also still have that, school life balance, because you seem like a wonderful person to be around and hang out with, but you also seem like you're very busy as well. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, and that's something I've even been thinking about recently, like in the past few days. So mental health has always been something super important to me. Like even before I got into like the sports industry, I've always been like a huge advocate for mental health awareness and all of that because it's so important no matter what you do that you're well and you're not overdoing yourself and you're not getting stressed out. I'm someone where I get a lot of anxiety. So in this field that's hard, but I've been learning ways to manage it and I'm sure it's going to be a completely different story, and I'm going to have to get used to a different schedule when the fall starts because it's going to be something I'm not used to. Like, I'm going to have an internship. I'm going to be going live once or twice a week. I'm going
Sure.
to have other classes on top of that. So I feel like just in general, it's just like about balance and giving yourself time. Me personally, when I have work, I'm like, I always say like I don't like I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school, but deep down like in my heart like I am a school girly. Like I'm always like doing my work like ahead of time. Like
Right.
I'm always way into school and I'm super serious about school. So I just always do my work like as soon as I get it assigned, I want to get it done and like learn and just have that assignment done and out of the way so it's not like lingering later in the week because I might have to cover 2 football games on Friday and Saturday night, and then who knows if I'm going to have to go to some like a CSUF game on Thursday or Sunday or even Wednesday. So that's what is in my mind right now as far as mental health. But yeah, I know it in this industry. I could see that being tough, just like balancing life and work. And I mean, I had a job last year, and it was kind of difficult to balance both of them because I'm going to school in North Orange County, and then I have a job, and I was dancing back down here in South
Oh, wow.
Orange County. So it's
Yeah.
a lot, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad you realized that, though. I mean, that's a good thing that you realized that, and you kind of probably had to slow down and pump the brakes on that because that's quite a commute. That's quite a lot on your plate as well. Because, like you said, you have classes, so you got all kinds of papers and assignments to do on top of the internship, on top of you covering different things. But you said something that resonated with me. You said you have a lot of anxiety. And obviously, when you do a broadcast type of job, especially broadcast journalism, you're always 9 times out of 10 in front of the camera. The camera's on, and when that red dot is on, you're live, you're recording, right? So it is what it is. Talk to me about some of the ways that you do deal with your anxiety, because I'm sure you're not the only person that has ever had it.
Right. And I feel like for me, especially someone who's on camera a lot, I do get nervous before I do an interview or before I anchor or before I do a sports segment or even if I'm just like recording something and it's not even live. But
Right.
I feel like with me too, I kind of, when the camera, as soon as the camera goes on, I'm just like, I kind of switched. I'm like in game mode. Like I need to ask these questions. I need to make sure that I'm making eye contact with the player, the athlete. I need to make sure
Sure.
that my questions are coming across not only to the camera but to the athlete so they can answer them and give the audience what they need, which is a clear answer and info on that game or that specific play that I'm asking them about. But in terms of dealing with it, I'm still trying to find ways to, but I mentioned dance. I still dance and I feel like dance has helped me so much with my anxiety. It's just something that when I'm doing it, like I don't really think about anything else. And dance is an
Absolutely.
art, so it makes sense for why I just like get so into it and nothing else matters. But just like finding little things that calm you down just in general. Like I got like a coloring book for like adults where you just like color in the lines and it's just like soothing to do. So,
Hmm.
and of course I still have a lot of work to do and a lot of ways to figure out how to be a little less anxious, but I think it'll be an interesting journey, especially now that I'm entering my senior year and how I deal with that. Because if there's one thing I know about myself, it's I'm always going to figure it out no matter what. And I always tell other people that
Absolutely.
too. Whatever is meant to be will be. Whatever's going to happen, it was meant to happen that way.
I love it. I do. And I love that confidence. Don't ever lose that confidence. And you know what? I love the anxiousness too. Don't ever lose that because you should have that anxiousness when you are about to interview something, when you're about to do something. Because to me, it's different kind of like anxiety, right? It's not anxiety like you're super nervous. Is that I think the anxiety comes from you being excited. I think it's excited. Like you're excited it's about to go on air. You're about to do this. You're about to do that. Because we all know mess ups do happen. They happen all the time. We're not perfect, but at the same time, we do it with our hearts, and we do it. We try to do the best that we absolutely can. Right? We're never going to have it 100% down. This mental health thing, we're never going to have it down 100%.
Right.
But we try to deal with it as best as we can with the cards that we're dealt. And I love your answer. I really do. Because I get excited. I get anxious when I went to the Super Bowl and I'm seeing all these different athletes and all these different media people. I'm like, this is my first time here. And I've never seen that many tables. I've never seen that much media in my life. I'm walking around on the field. I'm like, I just watched y'all last year from my TV. So this is crazy. And now I'm walking around on Mercedes-Benz Superdome field talking to Patrick Mahomes. This is ridiculous. Like, but at the same time, like you said, when that light comes on and it's time to go, you figure it out and you do what you do. So that's why I say don't ever lose that because it's 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 crazy, but it's beautiful. And that's the only there's no other profession like this in my mind. Like there's many other professions, but there's no other profession like journalism. Journalism is just so to me, my calling is soothing. It's such an adrenaline rush, and it's so opportunistic. Like you just never know when you're gonna have that big break of an opportunity to do something great. That's just my opinion, to be honest. So,
100%. Mm.
um, but another great segue because now, since you are a upperclassman as a senior, what kind of advice would you give to someone that's younger, maybe incoming freshmen, sophomores, juniors, people that's just lower grades than you? What kind of advice would you give them as far as wanting to be the same thing that you're trying to be?
I would say be open to every opportunity, even if it's not paid or it's not the biggest school or the biggest organization in the world, because it's like you're going to get that experience regardless, and it's going to be
Right.
so different from what you're used to. Like, for example, when I joined with JP West, and I was like, I'm so ready to like just to get thrown in there. I'm reporting for my alumni school, Saddleback. I'm interviewing like these other like high schools, like, and I just kind of got thrown in, and it was actually really helpful because I kind of got to figure it out myself. And even though my boss JP, like, he had like certain expectations, like he wanted me to film every touchdown, and he wanted me to ask 3 questions for offensive player, defensive player, and head coach. I also got to kind of have like my own little like way, and I kind of figured it out myself a lot because he's busy. He's taking pictures. He doesn't have time to help me, right? Like I am
Right.
on my own, and
Right.
with him, like I got the opportunity to interview the top high school in the country, and I got to meet that head coach and interview him 3 times and interview some top players from that school. So I
Sure.
think just, yeah, being open to every opportunity, and it's going to lead you somewhere no matter where you think it is, and it's going to be fun regardless anyway.
I love that too. I love that. Yes, definitely be open to it. Try everything. I try to tell. I substitute teach as well. Izzy out here. I try to tell at least the high school students that always ask me questions about, well, hey, how do I be a journalist and how did you do it? I said the way that I do it might not be the same way you do it, but I can tell you this: try everything. You definitely want to try everything. Like you've done the interviewing, the reporting, the editing, I'm sure, the anchoring, producing, the writing. You want to try everything. Try radio. Just try photography. Try everything to see what you like and what you don't like. Right. But you also got to understand the second thing I also tell them is you will be thrown into the fire. So you either going to stop, drop, and roll and get the fire off of you, or you're going to burn to pieces. And that's just what you're going to do in this profession. They only can show you so much. You're going to learn a lot more with hands-on training. And that's just how you learn in this industry. And you will make some mistakes, but don't let the mistakes crumble your confidence. Because confidence is key. It's key in this industry for sure. So I love that take of how you said, got to figure it out. I got to do this, and I'm gonna make it work. And I love that. I really do.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like just especially with JP West Media, it's like, and with Fullerton as well, but we're like we're like younger. Most of us are on the younger side, and we all have our own things to be doing at games. Like JP, he's a photographer, and he needs to at halftime. Like he's busy. He needs to make the graphics during halftime, and then as soon as halftime's over, it's go. Like he needs to go and get on whatever side he needs to be on, and I need to be where I am. So just getting thrown to the wolves, and not that I got thrown to the wolves in that, but just kind of like being on your own is not always the worst thing, and like being able to figure it out yourself. You can make your own way that works best for you.
Absolutely, no question. I love that. We have now reached the portion of the podcast now that we're going to play my interactive game called This or That. It's a
Okay.
game I like to play with everyone here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, and it's really simple, Izzy. I'm throwing some things out at you with questions, and you get to choose this or that. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Out of these two restaurants, if you had to choose one of these to eat at, which one would you eat at? Popeyes or KFC?
I've never been a Popeye, so I'm gonna say KFC.
Oh my lord, Izzy, we starting off on the wrong damn foot. You ain't never been to Popeyes.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, you know what? When I do come out there, we getting you a 2-piece and a biscuit. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we get
I,
just to try it. I'm not gonna say you're gonna like it, but same with me and sushi. I've never tried sushi, so just to try it, see how it is. That's what I'm saying. So here
with
we
food,
go.
you just gotta you have to throw yourself out there. You have to try it at least once. If you don't like it, you never have to have it again.
See, same difference. Same difference with Popeyes, girl. I'm with you on that. Okay, on chicken wings, which flavor would you rather put on a chicken wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Probably lemon pepper, because
Okay,
I've when I've had like chicken wings, like I don't really like. I grew up not having like dipping sauces. Like I had like sauces and pasta. I know. So I worked at a restaurant for 4.5 years, and I was introduced to like the world of like ranch, barbecue, honey mustard. It was like life changing.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what's up. I like that. Okay. Do you like your wings wet or dry?
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe dry, and then I can just like dip it in like sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel that. Do you
Say
like your wings bone in or boneless?
boneless, because then
Oh.
it's right. Because then the bone is just like it's kind of annoying if you accidentally like bite it.
Okay. Now, see, the unpopular thing that people say is they say bone in because boneless wings are nothing more than chicken nuggets. What do you say to that?
Well, that's probably right, but I did grow up on chicken nuggets, so maybe that's the reason I like boneless. Because chicken
Hey, I'm
nuggets.
with you. I'm totally with you. I don't care. It's more meat. I'm somebody that likes meat. I don't want to
Yeah.
struggle to eat. I'm good to go. Like more meat is good for me. Now, do you eat it with a fork?
I usually do. I mean, if I'm with chicken nuggets or chicken wings, probably
No,
not.
the boneless chicken wings.
Oh, probably not actually.
Okay, so you like to get a little messy, is what you're saying.
Probably. I always have napkins on hand though.
Yeah, that's it. I'm with you on that. Wet wipes is what I use.
Mhm.
I get a little messy. I do like my wings wet, but yeah, they're wings. You gotta go to work. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. These next five questions have to do with music concerts that you rather attend.
Okay.
Okay. So here we go. Which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather go see Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. Okay. We're starting off pretty good. Going to see K Dot. I like that. Which music concert would you rather go see? Beyonce or Rihanna?
I feel like recently I've been actually listening to a lot of Rihanna songs. So Beyonce's like you can't beat Beyonce, but like I do like some Rihanna songs. There's a lot of good Rihanna songs to dance to.
It is. It's very tough. It's only going to get tougher going from here. Here we go. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Carrie Underwood or Taylor Swift?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I know more Taylor Swift songs. I've actually been to a Taylor Swift concert when I was little, like little.
Mm.
I'm not necessarily a Taylor Swift fan. Sometimes her music is my guilty pleasure, so I'm just gonna say Taylor Swift.
Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
There's the
Now
Carrie
this,
Underwood song, the I Dug My Key, right? That's Carrie Underwood?
I'm not sure.
I
I'm not
think
sure.
it's Carrie Underwood, but I don't know.
I do like Champion though. The song Champion with her and Ludacris. Have you ever heard that?
I probably heard it.
I am invincible, unstoppable.
Oh, yeah. I think I know that song.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So okay, I got you. All right, which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather see Ariana Grande or Alicia Keys?
Ariana Grande. I know more Ariana Grande songs.
I like that. All right, here we go. Last one. Which music concert would you rather go see? Jelly Roll or Post Malone?
I'm gonna say Post Malone because I don't think I know Jelly Roll.
Say what? You don't
Jelly?
know no Jelly Roll?
No, I don't. I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. All right. Well, listen, I can't be as mad with that because there's actually a lot of people that have been on my platform that do not know who Jelly Roll is. So
Mhm.
I can't be as mad. But Post Malone, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay. I like that.
some good Post Malone songs.
Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Basketball or baseball?
Probably basketball. I like the NBA.
Okay. Okay. Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Ooh. Oh, that's a hard one. I feel like I've gone bowl. I feel like bowling's fun to like. I mean, I don't know competitive bowling, but I like going bowling for fun. So I'm gonna say bowling.
Okay. Are you a good bowler?
Probably not. I feel like it would go into like this little sewer thing on the not the sewer, but the little thing on the side.
Did you
And I
just say Stewart?
no, like what are those the little things next to the lane? They're like they're like
It's the
the
gutter. It's
for
the gutter.
sewer
They're called gutter balls. Gutter balls.
gutter. That's why I'm confusing it.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, do you need the bumpers?
The bumpers.
Yeah, the bumpers. You know how they put the bumpers on the bowling? Like they'll put the bumpers for like the little kids where you throw the
Oh,
ball and
so
go
they
through.
don't go
Yeah.
in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would definitely take those. I still don't know if I'd get a strike,
Oh
but
my.
I don't
Okay.
know. There's still a chance. There's still a chance. I'd get
Yeah.
in.
You know, Izzy. Some of us are gymnasts and some of us are bowlers. That's just the way it is. I
Exactly.
feel it. I totally understand it. I get
I'm
it.
better
Oh,
at flipping.
I know that's right. I know it. I respect it. Do you like dessert?
I do. I do like sweets.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name 4 categories of desserts. You have to choose one of these that you'll never eat again. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
The first category is ice cream. The second category is candy. The third category is cookies. The last category is cake/pies. They're grouped together. Which one are you getting rid of?
Oh, that's hard. I gotta keep ice cream. I feel like ice cream is just you can kind of have it whenever. There's some good cakes. I hate to say it, but probably candy. I feel like there's out of those four groups, candy is probably the one where I love candy, but there's certain candies that I'm like picky about. Like Tootsie Rolls. I don't like
Sure.
Tootsie Rolls.
Sure. I would agree with you because I would have said the same thing. I would have said the same thing. I'm a huge gelatin person, so I do like Lifesaver gummies and Sour Patch Kids,
Yeah.
Swedish Fish. I like those. I'm not huge into chocolate, although I can go for a Hershey's cookies and cream bar. I can go for a Kit Kat, Reese's, but I'm not like a huge into chocolate. Not big time. What is your favorite ice cream?
Ooh. I actually got ice cream last night with my parents. I like probably something that's cookie dough based or caramel because I grew up. So I like for 4.5 years I worked at a restaurant and we had shakes there, and we only had like vanilla flavored ice cream, and then you mix it in with the shakes. It's I don't know if you know Ruby's Diner.
Yeah,
I worked there,
yeah.
yeah. So I would make like my own. Even though the ice cream was just vanilla flavored, we would put like toppings essentially on it, even though we weren't supposed to. And
Oh,
I don't know. I just really liked caramel and cookie dough.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is my second favorite ice cream. I love me some chocolate chip cookie dough. My
Mhm.
first is cookies and cream for sure.
Okay.
Yes,
Can't go wrong
absolutely,
with
no
that.
doubt. Do you like potato chips?
Yeah, I do. I don't eat chips a lot, but I do like them if I have them around.
Okay, so this is the same format. I'm gonna name 4 different brands. You have to choose one of these to get rid of. Okay,
All right.
here we go. The first brand is Doritos.
Okay.
The second brand is Lay's. The third brand is Ruffles. The last brand is Pringles. Which one are you getting rid of?
Ooh, I do like Pringles and Lay's. Ruffles and Doritos is what's left.
Yes.
Ruffles and Doritos. I feel like I want to say Doritos, but I also don't think I've had Ruffles like in a really long time. So I kind of forget what they taste like. So I'm gonna say Ruffles.
Wow. That definitely is disappointing, but that's okay. That's all right. Listen, you're absolutely lovely in a plethora of ways, but you have just proven that you're not perfect. That's all that was. That's all that was. And that's okay. That's all right. Ruffles sour cream and cheddar is the greatest chip ever made, in my opinion. But that's just
Okay.
my opinion.
All
Now,
right.
what's your favorite chip?
I don't know. I would probably have to say Pringles because I don't like really hard like chips or anything, but I feel like Pringles when I eat them they're not like hard to chew.
Okay, what's your
They're just
favorite flavor of the Pringles?
ooh, of Pringles. Pringles have sour cream and onion, right? That flavor. That one then.
Yes.
Sour cream and onion. I like that flavor.
Okay, that's not bad. Not
That's
bad
like
on
my
that.
favorite chip flavor, like in general. I feel like.
Oh, you are very good. They're very
Yeah.
good then. I like that.
Mhm.
That was pretty good on the this or that. No question about that. Except we got to get your bowling skills up to par. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, but that's all right. That's okay. I love asking, I should say, this next question, which is a top 4 question, and that is, give me a top 4 bucket list of events or stories that you would like to do in your sports journalism career.
Okay. It's probably I'm gonna try to lean half football, half not, because I do want to explore other sports. Do I do in order?
No, no, you can go in any particular order.
Okay. Um, I think a Super Bowl, obviously, right? Have to do a
Magical.
Super Bowl.
You have
You
to. You have to
you know
do
what
it.
that's like.
Hmm.
Um, so a Super Bowl. I definitely would love to cover a USC game. That's my team. I love them. I'll always be a USC football fan. So a USC game is up there as well.
Yep,
What
no
would
doubt.
be? Oh, college or professional basketball? I would say basketball is like my second favorite, and I do want to kind of learn more about just NBA and college basketball in general because of course, I feel more comfortable with football, but basketball is another huge industry that I would like to get into. So any college or professional basketball, and then I'm gonna try to get a different sport. What's another sport I'd like to cover? Kind of learn baseball.
Maybe the World Cup.
Oh yeah, I just because again I'm not like familiar with soccer, but I know there was some soccer games like recently, like in June, and like it was Paris and Italy played. So yeah,
Mhm.
okay, that was a good one because I've actually been wanting to learn soccer, and we have soccer at Fullerton, so I'm gonna have to brush up on my soccer skills and learn a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. No, the World Cup is definitely going to be one of my bucket list things for sure.
It's a great time.
Uh, since I did the Super Bowl, I would love to do a USC football game as well. Huge Trojans fan. Now that they're in the Big Ten, they do come Midwest, which is great. But I would love to cover them out there as well, back home. The Olympics is something. Obviously, it's coming there in 28.
Oh yeah.
That's something I would love to do. And then I'm looking to cover either a college football playoff game or a March Madness, which um, I'm looking forward to doing one of those because I'm huge into that. I love the college football playoff and I love March Madness. Um, yeah, so those would definitely be my four for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would definitely agree too. March Madness, college football, like and World Cup would be interesting too. Yeah, like you said, just because I don't know a lot about soccer and I want to learn.
Me neither. Yeah, I just know that it's going to be spread it out all across the U.S. and I would love to learn some of the teams. I would love to interview some of the players. I'm sure they have fascinating stories coming from different countries to hear. And we haven't had a World Cup here in quite some time in the U.S. And same thing with the Olympics. I think the last time we had the Olympics here in the U.S. in the summertime was '96, and that was in Atlanta. So I just think that would be amazing for sure. So hopefully I'll see you there. That'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, I
Hopefully.
would love that. Those are
That'd
some
be
solid
dope.
ones. Hmm.
Now, the next top four that I want to ask you is give me a top four of people that you would like to interview in the sports journalism industry.
Ooh. Okay. So I'm gonna have to be a little biased right now, and I'm gonna have to go with my QB, Justin Herbert. I would
Yeah.
love to interview him. I mean, he's our quarterback. I've been following him since college. That's really why I'm a Chargers fan. I watched him at Oregon, even though I'm not like necessarily an Oregon fan.
Right.
So I would love to interview Justin. I think I'd be so nervous to interview him though, because I'm such a big fan. um, Going off of that too, I think Taylor Biscotti. Like I want to interview her, and kind of like what you're doing, interview also not just athletes but people in the media and sports media.
Yep.
And I would just love the chance to interview her or like Melissa Stark, someone like that, and just kind of hear their story because, like you said, we all have different stories of how we get here.
Absolutely.
Um, right. Going back to athletes, who's another athlete I'd like to interview? Um, I'd like to interview George Pickens. I
Now
think
that's different from the first three you mentioned. Okay.
it's very different because okay, I'm not like I haven't really followed him a lot, but he has just such a funny aura and like just like on the field. I like on TikTok I'm always reposting like George Pickens edits. I just think he's like such a funny guy and it'd be so interesting to interview him on like a like a play specific or game specific question, and just like see how he is as a person. So George Pickens would probably be one, and then ooh, probably have to go with another quarterback. Probably Patrick Mahomes. You interviewed Patrick, right? Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I was there. I was there. I asked him a question, and talked to him because it was 6,000 of us there down on the field. And got to the. There's only like when you see them sitting up there. I don't know if you had a chance to watch media day the past Super Bowl, but what they do is they have pretty much the star players sitting up on the chair and the coach, but there's only like 12 of them that do that. As you know, football has 53 players. So the other 40 players are walking around with us. So now you're in, yeah, they're on the same field that we're on, and we're talking to them, and we're getting tape from them, and we're getting, it's stuff like that. And the Eagles did that, so the Eagles get an hour to do that, and then the Chiefs get an hour to do that. And media day normally starts at evening time, so my dogs were barking because I was there 5 hours. It was from like 5 to 10 p.m. at night. And then I got a chance to get a very good content. Walking around on the media row, I mean, there was so many people that I was talking to, passing business cards out. If you ever get a chance to experience Super Bowl, it would change your life. It really would.
It definitely.
It would be amazing. And listen, you're already there in California, so all you need is just to go up north for the next Super Bowl, which is in San Francisco. So I'm hoping that somehow, some way, you get a chance to go up there, and I'll see you up there for Super Bowl 60. That'd be amazing.
Oh, I would love that. It's right up the road. I would
Hmm.
just love to go up there. My mom loves. We don't know if he'll be playing, but she loves the Bosa brothers because they're Italian. She loves Italian. We're Italian, so she loves Italian Americans in the NFL. So she's a big Nick Bosa fan. Would love to go up to there and see.
Well, the Bills have a pretty good shot. With Bosa
Yeah.
now being with the Bills, they have a pretty good shot this year of getting to the Super Bowl. No question about that. Um, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Well, hold on. Well, hold on. Joey Bosa is with the Bills.
Joey.
Nick is still with San Francisco, I
Yeah.
believe. But yeah, you said the Bosa brothers. But yeah, so
Bosa.
hopefully
Yeah.
them two might face off against each other. You never know.
Yeah.
That'd be
That
amazing. Okay.
that would be fun to see.
Let me get your perspective on this particular question, and it's about the inequalities of women's sports reporting. And the reason why I want to get your perspective as a college student, you've covered some events, you've interviewed some players, you've interviewed coaches. Sometimes there could be a type of stigma around the industry, and I've seen it before where they say, well, women shouldn't be reporting on this sport because they haven't played, or there's not enough women getting opportunities in different places, in different things. Talk to me about women's inequality. Do you feel like there's inequality in women's sports reporting, and if so, where do you think it is?
Yeah, and I could see that there is a little bit of inequality. Personally, when as soon as I've gotten into this industry, I haven't really experienced people being very like degrading or unwelcoming. Most athletes, coaches, actually all athletes and coaches, and most people in the media too have been super supportive and welcoming for at
I
least
love
me coming in as like a new person. So that's been like I've been really grateful for that I haven't really had to experience a lot of, inequality as far as that part. But yeah, there's definitely some people, especially maybe older people who are more um they have their certain beliefs and they kind of stick to them and they might be a little less modern than what we are today. And
sure.
I totally understand the perspective of, oh, you've never played this sport, so like how would you know it? But you also have to think about there's also a lot of men who have never played these sports either, who
Right.
are still reporting and still did their research and still know the sport like by hand, and they've done research on like the history, like they know what they're talking about and they don't have to necessarily have played it in order to report on it. And I'm like really lucky that everyone has been so welcoming to me, and I'm the only girl in for our JP West company. I'm the only girl there, and all the guys are super like helpful. Like they look at me as an equal. Like they don't just are like, oh, she's just a girl. She just wants to do this. Like I've been really lucky to have that experience. And same at Fullerton. We have a lot of women in sports at Fullerton, so it's a very like friendly, equal environment. So I've been really lucky to have that. And even like if I have like a question on something that of course has nothing to do with my gender, the guys like especially with JP, like they still treat me like they'll be like, yeah, like they'll just answer it like I'm one of them and they treat me like I'm an equal, which makes me so happy, especially because I am new to this industry and I'm gonna
Right.
have questions like anyone would, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah. And I'm sure that one day there will be something that might rub me the wrong way or something that I'm like, oh, that was a little odd, but I think just like looking past it and knowing that, especially for women, that like we're more than just our gender. We're we're the same. We're reporters. We're journalists. Like we're here to do the same exact job. I think is a really
Right.
good mindset to have.
No, I love that answer. I do. It's an important question to ask because it's something I've been advocating for quite some time. I love my brothers. I love my male counterparts that report. It's amazing. They do a great job, but we're not the only ones that report. And we're not the only ones that watch sports or play sports. I think women add to the industry tremendously, and we should all be as one. We should all be able to exchange information, be around each other, talk sports. It shouldn't be looked at any differently. But it is at times. I have seen it. I've seen it where sometimes treatment is different. Sometimes opportunities are different. Sometimes pay is different. But being in college, it's always interesting to see how it is, especially in a collegiate sense, because like you said, you do have a lot more as far as the equal amount of number of people, as far as women and men covering stuff, and how are they being treated? Are they being treated as the same, or are they being treated differently because they're women reporters?
Right.
And I'm very happy to hear that obviously Cal State Fullerton's athletic department doesn't do that. That's amazing to hear for sure.
Yeah, it's very equal there, very equal opportunities. We have Gail Brisbane, she's in charge of the sports media certificate, so having a woman who was a sideline reporter in charge. And then we also have Tim Jackson, who's in charge of like Titan Sports Network with Gail. So it's very equal, and I'm really lucky to have not experienced anything that has, been too traumatic, And I know, of course, there's going to be people with their opinions later on down the road. I'm so prepared for that. And I think just knowing to brush it off is going to be like my biggest thing. Like, brush it off. Some people are going to like you, some people aren't. Who cares? Right?
Absolutely. Trolls are going to be there. There's no
Yeah.
question about that. You cannot avoid them no matter what, whether they're online, whether they're in your face. But you got the right mentality, and that's to brush it off and keep doing what you love to do,
Right.
for sure. Um, is there, or not is there, but what advice has someone gave you that you hold on dearly to?
As far as like sports media, I would say just like I said earlier, taking every opportunity that is handed to you. And of course, like some might be paid, some might be paid very little, some might be paid a good amount, some might not be like your dream team or your dream organization, but it could become that. It could become like that could become your thing. And I always like go back to I remember the first time JP asked me to report for him. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so excited. Like where I wonder where this could take me because the JP West Media that organization is he does it based off in South Orange County, but he did it for our community college Saddleback. So I knew him when I was a cheerleader slash dancer. I was a dancer really, but it was kind of
Oh,
grouped. So I knew
got you.
him as the dancer, and or like I was the dancer and I knew him, and then being with that media company as an interviewer as the reporter now, it's been like so different. And like I said, I've gotten so many opportunities, got to meet so many head coaches, so many players, and you never know where you're gonna end up. And now I'm going in with him for a second year, and we'll see what happens this year.
Absolutely. I know you're looking forward to that for sure. No question. So you graduate spring or you graduate in December of this year?
I'll graduate in spring of 2026. So I still
Spring.
got a year. Hmm.
Got you. Awesome. Awesome. Now, what I want to do is I want to get you out of here on some rapid fire questions. So basically what it is that I'm going to ask you some questions, and the first thing that comes to your mind, you shout it out with glee. Okay, so here we go. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Chicken or ribs?
Chicken.
Red or blue?
Red.
Favorite Netflix TV series?
Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story.
Wow. Okay.
I'm
I don't think
really
I've ever.
I'm really into like true crime. It's not like true crime, but they made a series about that case, and I love sports, but I love like crime as well. Like I think it's really interesting. I love hearing about it and learning about it.
Okay, we might have to talk about that offline. I like that. That's what's
Yeah.
up. Favorite alcoholic drink?
Probably like a margarita, something light.
Okay, put a little salt around the rim, or are you a
Yeah.
sweet person? Sugar.
I like some tahine around the rib.
Okay, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. Favorite sandwich?
Ooh. Sandwich. Wait, I don't really like eat sandwiches a lot. Maybe like something tuna. Give me some tuna, tomato, lettuce, something like that. Some mayo on there.
Okay, okay. Favorite board game?
Ooh. No clue. The like murder mystery. Again, going back to crime.
Sure.
crime. Maybe
Sure.
Clue. Clue's an interesting one.
Okay. Favorite card game?
Ooh. I have not played cards in a long time. Maybe Uno. That's like the last one I remember playing.
Yep, Uno is definitely a classic one.
Yeah.
It can get very, very dangerous for people that play Uno, especially if you hit me with that draw four, because I'm definitely not. I'm gonna be like, okay, all right now. But yeah, it can get dangerous playing Uno for
Yeah.
sure.
It could.
Okay, if you had a choice to bring three people on with you on vacation, who would those three people be, and where would you go?
Famous people or like people I know or anyone?
Well, they could be family, friends, or celebrities.
Ooh. I'm gonna try to choose one from each category on a vacation. Family wise, I would probably try to bring. I don't know. I want to bring both my parents. Both my parents are fun to vacation with. So I live
Okay,
with my
got
parents.
two.
Yeah.
Who's the
Um,
last one?
who's what?
Who's the last one? Who's the last person you're gonna bring?
Ooh. Probably my boyfriend. My boyfriend. But if I had to choose a famous person, I want to choose a famous person too. I'd probably have to go with again maybe Taylor Viscotti. I'd love to be her friend. I'd love to hear her story.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not a bad person to bring. Now, where would you go?
Oh, I'd have to say like Greece. I've been wanting to go to Greece for so long. I just
Okay.
I don't know if you know the movie series, Mamma Mia, but you do.
Yes. Yes.
Just based off of those movies, I want to go to Skopelos. That was the island they filmed it at. I want to go there so bad.
Okay. Yes. I'm a huge musical person. If I wasn't in sports reporting, I probably would do theater for sure.
I think so too. Like I love the like being a dancer. Like you got to support the other arts. I love musical theater. I love going watching plays,
Oh,
musicals,
that's what's up. Well, see, that's a great segue. 'Cause my next question was gonna be favorite three musicals.
musicals. Okay. So let's go Mamma Mia,
Okay.
Wicked because it just came
Absolutely.
out, and Legally Blonde. I feel like that's very up my alley. Legally Blonde because
Okay.
we did that in middle school, and I didn't do the musical, but I was like in the musical theater department, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that musical. I want to be Elle Woods.
That's what's up. I like that. I like that. I'm a huge hairspray, probably for me.
It's a great
Wait,
one.
I definitely agree with you on Wicked. Cannot wait for Wicked number two to come out, which I believe is out in November later this year.
I think so too.
And then my last one, if I had a third one, would probably be Hamilton.
Hamilton is a classic.
Yeah, probably Hamilton. True.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. If you had a choice to pick three artists or three songs that you would listen to on repeat and never get tired of, who would those three artists or three songs be?
Ooh, let's go artists. So I'm gonna try to do some like different genres just to like spice it up a little bit. I'm gonna say Mike Sherm, of course. I love Mike Sherm. Love rap. Who's another one? I've been my guilty pleasure recently has been Sabrina Carpenter. I've been listening Carpenter.
Oh,
I've been listening to some of her songs recently. I'm like, I can actually kind of get into this. Like, I'll be like working out on the treadmill, and one of her songs will come on. I'll be like, it's not bad. And
okay. I'm
then
with you on that.
yeah, another one who I've loved him for so long. I've loved his music for like the longest time, and I still do to this day. Do you know Xavier Wolf?
I
He's like
know of the name, but I don't know any songs.
he's also rap genre, but he has like some classic, like they're not classic, but like his whole like his thing. He goes like "Ooh" at the end of his songs. That's like his little thing. But yeah, I would probably say Xavier Wolf because I've also been to an Xavier Wolf concert at this small little venue by my house, and I was like, I just loved how intimate it was and how small. It wasn't like a huge thing. So probably those three.
Okay.
Very,
So
very, very different people.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, you love that underground rap. I like that. I
I
like that
do,
though.
yeah. I
That's
do.
what's up. If they said, Izzy, you can only do one of these for the rest of your career as an occupation, which one would you choose? Would you choose anchor, reporter, or producer?
Okay. I I produced one of our shows for this past semester, and it was my first time producing, and it was stressful. Like I had people coming to me, and I was like, I feel like I'm not doing an amazing job. Of course, I'd be open to learning to produce better. I do love anchoring. I think anchoring is really fun, especially sports anchoring, because I just get to yap about football or basketball, whatever is new. But I would have to say a reporter. I loved going on the field. I love being in the environment. I love being right by the head coaches, right by the players, getting to talk to them, getting to film them up close. I think it's just like there's no environment like that. And I really got to experience that this past football season. Just I get to film like the CIF trophy like right there. So probably reporter.
I love that. I really do. And I have loved this entire conversation, Izzy. I think that you're an
Yes, you too.
amazing woman. I
Thank
think
you.
that obviously growing up, we both being California natives, which is amazing. We can be relatable to that. But you being able to cover, football, baseball, do what you love to do is sports reporting, anchoring, producing, learning all different kind of things, and having a great bucket list as far as people to want to interview and events to do. I'm gonna follow you. I'm a new fan of yours, and I'm gonna follow your career now and forevermore and your future endeavors. I'm just so happy and blessed to be able to talk to you on my platform. And my last question to you is, before I let you go, is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, the job, or I should say, school, anything at all before we conclude?
Um, like a little like last word of advice or something.
Yeah, if anything you want to add.
I would just say again, I've already said it twice, but taking every opportunity is just going to be the most crucial thing in this industry. Not being afraid to try something different and not being afraid of opportunities that you never are going to know where they're going to take you. You never know.
Absolutely. Never know. Well said. Well, Izzy, I want you to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. You and I will definitely be in touch,
Yes.
and I look forward to talking with you very, very soon.
Yes, I do as well. Thank you so much for having me on.
No doubt.
All right. Bye-bye. Have a good one.